authenticity and content marketing. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. I was reading an article a friend of mine wrote that had to do, I don't even recall if he mentioned the word authenticity, but it reminded me of this discussion that's happening a lot within the marketing community of being authentic. And what is that really? And people putting on even courses of how to be authentic, which is an interesting thing if you think about it. I mean, we're going to teach you about being real, that type of thing. It's an interesting concept, but I think it's more about when it comes to content marketing. So what is content marketing? It's when you're putting out any form of content, be it text, maybe you're writing a blog, or you're putting out articles of any type, even in traditional analog media, whether it be in a local newspaper or anything, or newsletter, or whether you're sending out emails. That's a text form of content marketing. And then you've got the audio form of content marketing, which now is pretty hot with podcasts and these types of things, where anybody can take content that is just audio and put it out there, blast it out there, and find an audience for it, including this show itself, which you are either listening to or you're watching, which is pretty cool. You can do either. But then you've got the watching end of things. You got all the video and all that stuff that's out there. Not to mention all live events and so forth can also be a form of content marketing. The content has to be something that's valuable to the other person unto itself. So it has entertainment value or distraction value, or it may actually have informational value, but it has value to the end user, but it has a marketing message somewhere tied in it. And so this is one of the things we talk about a lot here, is this content marketing realm. So what happens when you tie in authenticity to that? So I thought this was interesting. I went and looked up the definition. So I went with the Oxford definition of authenticity as a noun. And it says the quality of being genuine or true. The authenticity of a letter is beyond doubt, or a guard checked the ID card's authenticity and then activated the electronic turnstile. They're going for something a little more modern there. You can tell this is just looking online. It's genuine, true. Reality, in other words. Reality is this objective state that authenticity is trying to project. If you're being authentic, you're putting out as much truth as you possibly can. And when you're doing any form of content marketing or personality-based marketing, the idea is to be as real as possible. How do you be yourself while also trying to entertain and or educate, right? And really the best case scenario is you do a little bit of both. The entertainment factor is huge, but we'll get into that another time. How do you do that and still be authentic? Do I talk like this to my friends? Do I have this personality persona even though I'm just talking to my phone's camera here? No, not necessarily, because I'm talking to a different crowd. I wouldn't necessarily give a speech in front of a crowd and talk just like conversationally. It's a different atmosphere. People expect something different. You have to keep attention. You have to entertain to a certain extent. Does that mean I'm not being authentic? So, things to keep in mind. I'll tell you what, if this is holding you back from doing content marketing because you want to be authentic, you want to be real, and you don't think that who you are really is interesting enough or entertaining enough for people to be able to hold their attention, don't worry about it. Because I think most of us think that's the case. I still think that's the case with myself. I really do. But I can tell you I am easier to listen to and watch now than I was in the beginning. All you got to do is go back and look. I mean, you can see all the stuff that's out there. And it helps. The repetition helps in being authentic. I'll tell you why. I listen to I've worked a little bit within the nationally syndicated radio talk shows And so I've been in that realm for a while, and I've listened to all the political talks and the religious talks, and I've really been interested in how those things work, and I've seen the transition into more online media as opposed to traditional terrestrial radio, and the same rules apply. And I heard someone say one time, a pretty well-known political radio talk show host, who said that you can't help but be authentic if you're on the air multiple hours every day during the week. You get stripped away. When you're talking that much, you're going to eventually give out secrets. You're eventually going to be saying things that sometimes the closest people to you don't even know about you, because you run out of material, and you have to come up. You can't just make something up. You have to build on that, and you're going to give off, even if you're completely lying, you're going to give off some truth within the lie. The authenticity, it's tougher to do with repetition, is what I'm trying to say. So if you're doing content marketing and you're wanting to be authentic, get out there and start, and keep going. Don't stop. Make it a part of your life. Do it on a daily basis, a weekly basis. Have it become a habit. The more often you do it, the better you will get automatically, and you'll become more authentic. You'll feel more comfortable about being yourself. You'll feel more comfortable about just letting it fly and not worrying about mistakes and stuff like that. That's why I started doing these talks I started doing them completely live on Facebook originally. And just because of bandwidth issues with where I was living, it didn't work out. We started recording them. But for the most part, there are very rare that I do any edits. And I'm talking completely off the cuff. I mean, I've thought about it a little bit beforehand, but the idea is to be as authentic as possible. And it may not come off authentic to everybody, because I have a little bit of showmanship tied in. I try to be interesting. Don't worry. You'll find your crowd. You'll find the people that'll be interested in you. You'll find the people you connect with. And over time, you build up a little community here and there. And you find those individuals. If that's all you're looking for in your content marketing, then you got it made. Because you can go out and find individuals, or you can find them in other ways. Use that content marketing as a way to connect with people or stay connected with people. That's a lot of the ways that I've found that it works. Hopefully that makes sense. If you're really wondering whether content marketing is right for you, and you're kind of getting the gist of this authenticity thing, go and check out my training, all on content marketing. This is a training specifically for beginners, but if you're wanting to really get a full idea of what content marketing is and how it might be able to help you, and even whether it's even worth your time, because this can take a lot of work depending on how involved you get, and maybe it's just not right for you and what you're looking to do in life. Go check out my training specifically on that, is whether content marketing is even right for us or not. Go to contentmarketingquestion.com. Contentmarketingquestion, all one word, .com, and that'll take you to my training, which you could purchase and be a part of it, and let me know what you think. If you don't like it, you get your money back. I mean, what have you got to lose? So that's all I've got for today. We'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.